Here with Evelyn. Now, I gotta tell you, the last time we met on the set of Orphan Black, what is it with you and these shows with multiple identities? I don't even know if I'm talking to Evelyn right now.
I don't know. I'm a lucky girl. I think that theme is so interesting. It makes you think a lot about who we are and who we could be. Um, I think the difference between cloning, for example, and being a spy going undercover, for me, is that the clones are actually different humans, whereas being undercover, you always have the underlying real person underneath on a mission, possibly afraid of being captured or found out, or this like life and death thing that needs to be suppressed for the character to be believable to the person you're with. So for me, the fun thing as an actor is to have this one thing here and this other thing here.
Right.
They're like two things to work on at the same time, so that's really exciting and challenging.
I remember I was reading all the press material for the show, and they were very clear that although it is a period piece, there's a lot more to it. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, I think it's the production and the fact that it's not so boxy and tight. You know, sometimes period pieces can feel a little. There's like a distance. There's something. There's a classic formal thing to them, and it makes you feel like it's kind of like stuck up. Whereas our show is a bit disheveled, and the camera movements sometimes accelerate, and the camera's really close to us, and with really like groovy, like organic movements, so you really feel like you're in the action. And I think in terms of how they wanted us to act, like the level of acting is also very truthful and raw. That's not posing at all. And we saw a couple episodes yesterday. The music too sometimes can be very like cinematic, but then get really, like you've seen the show, like start to elevate into something a bit more contemporary.
Crescendo, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so all these put together, I think, contribute to what you just said.
And what can people expect when they tune in for the first time?
Yeah, it's a World War II adventure drama. So 5 spies, a team, were recruited for their specific sort of outside the box talents, abilities, and they are fighting in German occupied France in 1942. So yeah, spy stuff. I mean, undercover missions, propaganda, killing enemies, gathering information. So very, very heightened life and death situations. And when you're in that kind of adrenaline-driven situation, everything is heightened. Love is heightened, friendship is heightened, taste is heightened. And there's another dimension. You have a character who has synesthesia, which is a cross-wiring of the senses. And so you have this very special sort of presence that within a war kind of accentuates how you can react to these situations. So in that sense, it's also very character driven. It's really rare that you get action and character at the same time. Sometimes it's like, oh, this is an action movie, and sometimes it's like, oh, I'm going to follow
The love story.
yeah, the love story, the relationships, or like how this character is going to unfold or react to this. Now it's both of them combined together. So it's very compelling and also very exciting at the same time.
And your character, Aurora, like, tell me more about her.
Ah, she's great. Her backstory is that she's French Canadian, Jewish German. So those are very interesting identities to have within that conflict. And she, before the war, was a journalist in Paris and got recruited by Dustin Sinclair, played by Hugh Dillon, to train at Camp X. They're all fairly new at this. They're like episode 1. I think they have like a couple months training max. So it's also great to see them. They're not like superheroes, like mega pro, like fearless figures. They're human beings. You can identify to them. Aurora's just a very passionate woman, passionate sense of justice. She's opinionated. She's passionate in love, and she becomes sergeant fairly quickly within the first few episodes. And so it's going to be interesting to see how she reacts to that challenge. Because we are in 1942. I mean, I think women got the right to vote in Quebec in 1940.
Right.
So imagine that. You know, that's a very interesting angle. Anyhow, for me, that was a great thing to sort of transpose myself into.
I look at Aurora sort of as an imperfect hero. You know, I mean, she's kind of like a flawed hero in the sense that she doesn't really want to assume leadership of the team. Can you elaborate on that? And is it nice to sort of play a hero with layers?
Yeah, I think for me, courage is something that I think about a lot because I admire that a lot in people, and I wonder where it comes from and how it unfolds. And I read somewhere that courage is not the absence of fear, it's the ability to face it. Some people walk away and some people go towards, and some people have beliefs and opinions and they voice them, but some people turn them into action. And that's what I like about her. It's her forwardness, it's her going close and into it, whatever it is, whether it's a mission or it's a relationship. And so that creates a lot of electricity, I find, because when you go forward, you touch what you're going, you know what I mean, what you're going for. And so that's and you're exactly right. She is not perfect. And it was weird because for me as a woman, I was so excited to play this strong leadership and but it was hard for me, like it was hard for Aurora the first few episodes. I remember there's this one scene when I'm giving an order to Dustin's character Tom in episode 2. And I was going for for some reason my instinct was to go for something very understanding and motherly. And David Frazee, our director, said, no, you're a sergeant now. It's difficult for you, but you have to be decisive and to give orders. And I was like, but I'm going to look mean. Right. It's such a non-feminist thought process. And I am a feminist, so I'm like, I couldn't believe that still in 2014 when we shot, my reflex was to go sweet instead of going fierce. So yeah, I think both Aurora and Evelyne had, enjoyed discovering the virtues and the difficulties of leadership.
Did you have to learn any languages? I know you said she's Jewish, German, French, Canadian, but I feel like you already have a lot of that background.
Yeah, the French, Canadian, and the English I got.
You got that down.
I got that down. The German, we had really great coaches, but we also had really amazing guest stars and co-stars that were German that we could record on our iPhones and listen to a lot, because it's not an easy language, but it's so beautiful, and it's so, I mean, any kind of challenge, I think any actor will tell you, is great. Doing something that you've never done before, any human likes that. So we were blessed to have these challenges served to us. I really hope we get a second season, and then we can
really go all out.
Yeah, even go deeper into that. Yeah.
You know, it's based on a true story, and the original story of Alfred Graves is that Aurora, sort of like recruited him in a sense, and they had sort of a relationship until he found out that, she's trying to recruit him for Camp X. Can we see a little bit of romance with Alfred and Aurora? Is that something that we're going to see as the season goes on?
I think the beautiful thing about that relationship is that Alfred is a very sensitive, as I said, character. And Aurora, as you know in the first episode, goes through something really hard. And I think her reflex to protect herself and to stay strong is to go all out in the work. So she's like very mission focused. She gets really, really focused on the missions, and I think she maybe forgets her more the
romance.
Just the details. I don't think she sees details anymore as much because she's like in fierce mode. And I think he reminds her of the life and the beauty that's around, and because he captures colors, a smell, because of the way he looks, he opens her back up onto the beauty of life and of the world, and I think that's where the sparks start to
fly.
Happen. Yeah.
What was it like to shoot in Hungary?
Oh my God, it was so great. I miss that city. I wish I could live there, apart from the fact that I don't think my brain will ever wrap around Hungarian. There's something about that. I mean, as you know, it's like a one-rooted language, so it has nothing to do with the structures that you already have in your brain as an English speaker or a French speaker. So you're kind of looking for, but you don't find them. I mean, apart from being a really groovy, beautiful city with a deep soul and history like oozing out of the buildings, the people are amazing. There's something very honest and direct about them. They're very talented. I mean, we got to become friends and share this show with so many amazing people, and and we had a really fun time because it's also, as you know, Budapest is a very fun party city. It's a new phase in their political and social sort of situation, and I think there's a lot of sort of emergency to live. There's like a very, like, you can feel it. The energy is very, I don't know,
Vibrant.
vibrant. Yeah, that's the right word. And so just like I hope we get to go back.
And finally, why should people tune in to the show?
The team. I think there aren't a lot of shows about groups of people and how they rely on each other, how they need each other, about trust and friendship. Mark and Steph worked on Flashpoint, and they're really good at portraying that. And I think as a team of actors, we had really, really good chemistry. So I think that shows on screen. So I hope, yeah, that's something people find compelling and that they want to follow us.
Amazing. Evelyne, thank you so much.
Thank you.